Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mystery Dice Bag Productions. This is our first campaign. I am your DM, Tyler Flood, the DM of Grimoires and Guns, this new Wild West adventure. I'm going to start by going around the table and having the players introduce themselves. So start on my left.
Hi there. I'm Evelyn.
Hit him with a fun fact or something. Come on.
I've been playing D&D for 2 years. Yeah.
Nice.
What's up? I'm Darius. I've been playing for about 6-7 months, so I'm still getting the ropes, but happy to be here. Super excited.
We love you, Darius.
You're learning, but you're better at making characters than I am.
You're a really good character maker.
You're
a good player,
The creative
period.
juices are just flowing.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right.
I'm
Don't
Meg.
flex.
I've been playing for almost a full year now, coming up on that 1 year anniversary.
Woo!
I'm Phil. I've been playing for way too long.
I'm Michael. I've been playing D&D for about 2.5 years now. I'm ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck me up, won't you?
Whoa.
Stop the record.
Sure. I'm Em. I'm Emery. I'm also coming up on my 1 year of not watching D&D. That would be way longer. Playing D&D.
An important note for the audience today, Em is at home calling in, so if the audio is a little weird, sometimes that's why.
And our first caller is...
And finally,
Oh,
I'm
sick.
Joe. I've been playing D&D and various other TTRPGs for like 5 or 6 years now, I guess.
Woo!
Yeah.
No, I'm beginning of high school. So that's more like 7, 8 years.
Damn.
Damn, Joe. Nice.
Get a load of this guy.
And we're back around to me. I'll give a little bit of background about this campaign. This technically is a sequel to a campaign we did without recording it, but you don't need to know anything about that campaign. Anything important will be explained. It's using a mix of D&D 5th edition as sort of a base, but we've changed the rules a lot. I made a custom rules document, so if you ever hear me talking about something that you've never heard of before, it's probably from that, or it's from Old Gus Errata Weird West expansion, which is part of the Old Gus Errata group, which they make cipher stuff, but they also made the coolest D&D book I've ever read, called Wonders of the Infinite Skies, which we have stolen some rules and things from because it's an awesome book. But other than that, this world takes place in the land of the New West. It's a continent that in this world has been recently discovered. And as far as timeline, as opposed to a normal D&D game that takes place in sort of a fantasy medieval setting, this takes place in a Wild West type setting with all of the magic and weirdness of D&D. Along with about 20 years before this campaign started, there was a group known as the Snakebites, who were officially known as the Last Adventuring Party. No one really wanted to do anything after that because one of the last things that they did as a group ended up causing a clash of realms. All the realms smushed together, and the weirdness of these different realms ended up leaking all into the material plane. And they didn't really go into hiding, but they're hard to find now, that original group. The beasts of this world, some new, some old. There's going to be some weird ones that are from other realms in D&D, and there's going to be some weird ones that are from this clash event mixing different races and creating other things. Like there's ghouls, like from Fallout in this world. Now, most of these animals are just trying to survive, but in a very different environment. So just trying to survive usually looks like terrorizing towns. But unfortunately, since the clash, no one has had any interest in adventuring for good, because everyone who realized they had some sort of power over people or things turned to being an outlaw and running from the law and being generally evil, because it was much more lucrative. The land of the New West is run by a president, but I say run more loosely. His name is Han, the current president of Hexus, as it is called, the area he controls. But it's a very loose control. Most government is done by a small town basis. And since the clash, most people can't really remember things correctly. People who try to think before the clash either get things wrong based on what they can see, or can't quite remember, and their memories are murky since before the clash. But that brings us to where we are now, which is a small town that is called Swift Ridge. It is a traveler's town. somewhere out in the middle of Hexus. It is a small town that is home to people passing through, going from place to place, whatever it may be. Mostly just shops, inns, and bars. I will start introducing the characters, starting the same order, starting on my left with Ev. Would you please introduce your character, say what they might be doing on a day-to-day basis, and what brought them to Swiftridge?
So, my character, she wears a long pink dress that looks like it's been tattered and worn, and honestly, it's kind of dirty. It looks, and if you could clean it up, it would look a lot more regal than it does now. She has long blonde hair that has exaggerated like princess curls down by the waist. And she wears these really off-putting cowboy boots that do not match her outfit at all. And now she probably would be just taking a stroll and keeping her eyes out for people that she might not want to run into.
So as your character's taking a stroll through Swiftridge, something would catch your eye. There's a man on the corner who you haven't seen before, but many of the people in this town you haven't seen before. But he's playing a game of cards, and he's offering all to come up and drop in some gold for a chance to play cards against this man. He claims no one can beat him at his card game. Would you like to investigate, or are you going to keep wandering?
Is there anyone playing against him right now?
There is currently a very old man that you actually know. You've met him. Almost everyone in Swiftridge knows him. His name is Old Gus. He's a very wise man. Many of the people in town look up to him for advice, even though some of the newcomers seem off-put by him because he's a little crazy, it would seem, if you didn't get to know him first.
I'd like to just observe the match.
So they're playing a game that is played similar to what a modern day like Pokemon would be played. They have cards all laid out that have different values that represent different monsters. You see the man who is currently playing against Old Gus has an owlbear card laying in front of him, along with 2 displacer beasts on either side, and where Old Gus has a chicken, a rat, and a dog all on his side. The man with the deck of cards is mopping the floor with Old Gus, as Old Gus is complaining that he's using illegal and probably not even real cards, as many of these creatures Old Gus has never even seen before.
I'd just like to keep watching for now. I'm not too sure about these cards myself.
As the man is playing these cards, he's destroying every card that Old Gus sets on the table. But Old Gus is somehow holding his own and not actually. There seems to be a damage counter on each player, represented by a scale in between the two of them that they set a coin on every time damage is taken. So Old Gus seems to be playing his cards in such a way that he's not adding damage counters to himself, but he's not taking out the other guy's cards. He just is burning cards to stay alive. But could you make either an Arcana or a Perception check for me? It's the first roll of the campaign, everybody.
One sec.
Don't miss.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't miss. Don't
Damn.
miss.
Don't fuck it up.
Hold on.
You get a good one. This determines how the whole campaign's gonna go. Right here.
Okay, so for everyone at home, that is a natural 8 or 6. Add natural 6 on the die.
We're fucked.
12. So with 12, that's enough. You can't quite tell what the man is doing, but every time he plays a card, you get the faintest glimpse that it is blank just before he sets it on the table. You're not entirely sure what's happening, but as he picks it up, you can spot under, as he bends the card up, there's actually nothing on the card until he sets it on the table. And if you pay attention to Old Gus's hand, he has a deck of these cards that are very old, and he clearly has played with before that all are not like that. This is not something of this game. This is just something about that man's deck as he is playing cards.
Okay. I'm gonna go around the table to the other man's side.
Okay.
The unknown man. I'm gonna say, do you just like think about something and put it on the card and then put it down? Cause that's what it looks like.
Listen, a good player never reveals his hustle, but if you want to find out, you can certainly play me.
Alright.
So
I'm not too good at those card games though. I
Let's-
never learned.
That's all right. I can teach you. And he hands you one of his loaner decks off the side of the table, and he very quickly pulls out 3 red dragon cards and just decimates old Gus so that the spot is clear for you. And he takes all of the coins off of the scale, and he says it's a 5-coin buy-in. You set them down here, really any denomination, and you happen to have in your pockets. We use them as weight. Now all you do is you draw your cards. You can have 5 in your hand, and you place them in front of you. You play the cards. They attack the square in front of them. Some of them attack others, but they attack the card in front of them. If there's no card in front of them, you do damage to the other opponent. You got it?
Got it.
So he shuffles his own deck, instructs you to do the same, and I don't know what they're doing. As you start to set your cards out in front of you, you notice you have a similar deck to Old Gus, except you have a couple more. You have a Hellhound in your deck. You have a regular bear in your deck, and you have some dire wolves in your deck. But other than that, it's filled with lizards and chickens and other various small garden snakes. The
I'm gonna
occasional
look at one of my
squirrel.
lizard cards. I'm gonna think really hard. And I'm gonna think about dragons really hard.
Okay, so you look at the lizard card and you focus on it, and you really think about dragons, and then you set it down to play it, and it's still a lizard. But the man in front of you sets out in front of him 2 owl bears, and then sets just a small squirrel in between the 2 of them. It says it's your turn. When you're done with your turn, let me know, and we'll figure out damage. So you can place your cards in front of you. You can back out, or you can try to see what the hell this guy is doing.
Alright, I'll play in a little bit. I'm gonna put down a hellhound.
Okay.
A lizard.
Okay,
And then do I have like a rat or something?
but you certainly do have a rat.
I'm gonna put down a rat.
Okay, you set down the hellhound, the lizard, and the rat, and you end your turn. It does a little bit of damage to the 2 owl bears, and it does in fact kill the small squirrel that he set in the middle as
Sorry, squirrel.
the lizard eats
Last
its
time.
blood. And he counts out the damage, and he does wipe with the owl bears all of your cards off the board, and
Life's tough.
starts setting
Life is
some of
tough.
your coins on the scale, and he says, "Ooh, that's luck of the draw. I'm sorry," and he pulls more out of the deck, and
Is it luck?
well, certainly is on your side, as he pulls more of his cards out and plays on each side. First a red dragon, and then a white dragon on the opposite sides of his current cards. You have a question, Phil.
What color are the eyes of the white dragon?
Jesus Christ.
They're blue. That's blue eyes.
Oh
dragon.
shit! What about the other one?
Yeah. There's no.
Oh, that's lame.
Okay. I'll have you make another perception on a roll. That is a nat 1.
The first one of the
Ooh.
I mean, you had to get out of the way on this one.
So that's
So-
a 7.
So
Phil's hitting me.
you, as you're watching him draw these cards, you for a nat 1, you surprisingly get a lot of information as you see he's wearing very long sleeves, and as he reaches for one of the cards, you can see dragon scales on his arm as he pulls, and it's as if a bluish white light comes from the deck of cards as he pulls, and you feel suddenly very lightheaded and as if you're going to pass out as you realize this guy is a sorcerer, but he is using some sort of spell to alter the image on the cards. But you look at your deck, and suddenly they turn into tarot cards in your hand, and you can't quite interpret the meaning, but then it spells out for you death, and you feel yourself pass out.
Oh.
And then I'm going to move to Darius. Please introduce your character and what they might be doing on this day.
My character is wearing a hooded poncho with a freshly picked walking stick. walking through the town. I feel like he is probably just observing how people are doing. A little book in his hand that he bought from a library or some kind of merchant, and he's looking for a place to just sit down and read peacefully.
Okay. So as you're wandering through the center of town, you would in fact see the events that I just described unfold. You would see what's your character name again? Viola. You would see Viola, but you wouldn't know it was Viola yet, but you would see a woman playing cards with a man on the side of the street suddenly draw a hand of a bunch of squirrels and pass out and drop all the cards everywhere. And suddenly the crowd like becomes very concerned, and even the man like playing cards leans over the table and is trying to figure out what just happened, and it's causing a very big commotion at this street corner.
I like to brush through the crowd and kind of see like firsthand what's happening.
Okay, so as you get closer and closer to the crowd, you get into the middle, and you see that it seems to just be a woman passed out. It's not anything fishy going on at first glance, but very importantly, as soon as you get right up in the middle, a man who you would know as the town doctor if you had spent any time here. He's fairly well known in Swift Ridge, just as the doc. Most people just know him like that. He comes pushing through, and he pushes through the crowd, and he shoves you off to the side and starts fishing through his medical bag for some tinctures of something to wake up this poor girl who is passed out.
I'll speak to the man on that side of the table. What
Chaos,
happened
I
here?
guess.
I was, I mean, playing cards with her, and then she must have been a bad hand, and she fainted. I'm not sure.
Bad hand. I'll read for the cards to see if there's anything weird about them.
Which cards?
The woman's cards.
Okay. The cards that the woman would have dropped as she fell, you'd notice now is one hellhound, a lizard, a squirrel, and a dog. All cards, they have a health and damage value associated with them.
Nothing feels like off, or they don't feel like. Or small.
Make an Arcana check.
That's going to be a 15.
A 15. They are normal cards aside from the fact that they clearly have been brushing shoulders with a person or a thing that is magical. They have like almost like a residue of like these haven't been enchanted, but they've certainly been around something that's been enchanted.
Are these your cards?
Yes, they're my loaner cards. I give them out if people want to learn how to play.
Okay. Where did you get them from?
I made many of these myself. Some of the cards I got in a faraway land that they sell them. It's a popular game in the city I'm from.
Okay. And the woman looks like she'll be okay. Nothing seems immediately wrong.
No, nothing seems immediately wrong with the woman. The card guy is clearly concerned, but he's trying to make money, so he's hoping that she wakes up so that he can finish the game and take her money.
It seems like an interesting game. Do you mind teaching me?
Yes.
Pass off on the floor.
We call it the scrawling where we're from. It's a game of strategy. It's more you lay out these cards in front of you, and they have health and damage. If the creature's health falls to 0, then you take the card back. Any extra damage is done to the player. Once one of these, you add coins for the amount of damage you do. Once the scales tip the whole way, the winner takes all the coins off of the scale.
Okay. All right. I'll be happy to play.
All right. And you see him. He goes, "Would you mind looking away for a moment? I need to get a new table really quickly." And he just kind of looks at you.
Sure.
He says, "The crowd seems distracted," and you hear like some like jingly noises, and then he says, "You can look back now." And the table seems to have been almost extended so that there's another space to play the game because I just had to get one out of my bag.
It's just Mary Poppins the whole table.
Yeah, and he sets up. He moves his deck of cards to his side, and he reaches into his side bag and hands you a loaner deck, seemingly the same as the one that was handed to Viola.
I'll take it, shuffle it, and then set it down.
So he does the same with his deck, and he says you can go first. You pick 5 cards out of your deck. You play them in front of you, and then once your turn is over, I will play my cards, and then we will start calculating damage and going back and forth.
Any of these cards like look pretty powerful.
So you would have pulled out of your deck a grizzly bear. That would be the first one that sticks out. You would have pulled out a grizzly bear, a regular wolf, and 2 hares.
For my first turn, I'll set down a hare and a wolf.
Okay. You set down the hare and the wolf, and the man across the table from you sets down directly in the middle a single displacer beast and then a mountain lion next to it, matching up opposite your cards so that you won't damage him, but he will most likely kill your cards on the next turn around. He says, now it's back to your turn. Once your turn is over, you will do damage to any cards in front of you, and then it will be my turn, and it'll go back and forth like that. So you can draw 5 more cards. You draw 5 more. You pull out a small dog, like a poodle. You pull out a squirrel, and you pulled out an owl bear, along with a small red fox.
Okay. I'll put the owl bear on the far right side of the board, and the grizzly bear on the far left.
Okay. With that set up, you will do 2 whole coins of damage to the man on the other side. So he pulls some out of his bag and sets them on his damage counter side of the scale. He says, "You seem like you've played before." And he pulls out a green dragon and a bronze dragon to match your two grizzly bear and owl bear.
I just have a knack for picking up games like these.
Well, let's hope the luck continues. And he ends up decimating the center of your board, but your grizzly bear and owl bear remain. And he puts one of the coins that you would have set out on the beginning of the table on your damage counter side. And says, "It's your turn."
5 more cards?
5 more cards.
5 more cards. I'll set down the red fox and then the poodle, the small dog.
Okay. So you set down the red fox and the poodle, and you feel a tap on your shoulder. It is old Gus, and he says to you, "Are you sure you want to play against this man? He's not got a good track record," as he points at the unconscious woman beside you.
What can I say? I'm very curious.
Well, Gus, he goes, "Well, I applaud your effort." He holds out to shake your hand. When you shake his hand, you feel he has transferred a card to you while you are shaking hands, and he gave you a red dragon card. And he says, "Well, best of luck to you. I hope you don't get in too much of the way of the doctor. He has a bit of a temper. I'm not sure how long you've been here." And then he backs into the crowd to watch the unconscious woman.
It's not my turn.
It's not your turn yet, but it goes back to the other man's turn, and he doesn't have any missing pieces to get rid of, but he does calculate his damage, and he kills the fox and the poodle along with the regular grizzly bear. The owl bear is still alive, and he adds 1 more damage counter to your side.
Okay. I'll take 5 more cards. First thing I'll do is set the red dragon in front of where he put the bronze dragon.
Okay.
And then I'll set down, I guess, 2 of my squirrels.
Okay. You replace the dragon in front of the dragon, and you place the squirrels down. And you not only do you destroy his bronze dragon, but the red dragon that you placed has an effect that it affects the 2 cards adjacent to it as well. So you kill all 3, and he adds another damage counter to his side, clearly looking concerned as to A, how you got that card, because he knows that his loner decks, there's not a red dragon in them, and B, he is looking like he may lose. But just as it's starting to get back to your turn, you hear the doctor. He says, "Get out of my way!" And he grabs your leg and pulls you, like full trips you. And as you're falling, you feel those cards that the woman was holding get kicked up in front of you. And all you see is the word death, but spelled backwards on these cards up in your face, and then you hit your head, and you are unconscious as well. And then
It's just a medical malpractice.
We'll move
It really is.
to-
He's giving himself more patience.
Sir, can I see your license?
This is cowboy
What's your
time,
What
so
license?
Do you know why I pulled you over
being good
today?
at cutting limbs off could qualify you for being a doctor.
Lord.
I got a sword. I can get stuff off.
Introduce your character.
All right. Well, okay. So she sticks out a bit in this town. Not wearing your normal Wild West getup. She has on a somewhat ostentatious outfit, not necessarily in like the fancy, like noble kind of way, but in the that's a lot of jewelry for a random person kind of way. She has pearls and gold, and her hair is pretty scruffy. It just goes a bit past her shoulders. It has beads and gems and feathers woven into it. And she's walking through town, looking on a mission, trying to get somewhere.
All right. So you actually would not come across this same square as the other two would have. You would come across a square where there is currently a bit of a ruckus coming from a nearby bar, as you see somebody that you wouldn't know, but you can recognize by their general outfit as part of a bandit crew, one that you wouldn't necessarily be too familiar with, but given your previous occupation, you sort of understand what bandits and ruffians look like. And you can see the townsfolk seem to be handling it as the ruckus is coming from inside the bar, and you see the bandit going back and forth through a window, and then suddenly you see him come through the window, out into the street, smashing the window to bits as a very large half-orc steps out of the bar and goes, "And stay out!" and steps back into his bar. And there's now a bandit lying on the street, putting his hat back on, and collecting his pieces and pleading with somebody through the window to give him his gun back, which is now sitting on a table inside of the bar.
What did you do?
Look, I technically broke the rules. I know I'm supposed to leave my gun at the door, but I didn't. I left it on my hip because I wanted to protect myself.
I don't know what to say. That you break the rules, you get hit by the rules.
You don't want to talk. You seem like a rule breaker yourself.
I don't want to get kicked out, so I'm breaking the rules right now.
I suppose that's fair. You think you could go in and get my gun for me? I don't know. You seem vaguely kind.
Ugh. I want to drink anyway.
So as you step through the door, you can see now there's a group of people who are like making fun of the bandit by spinning his gun on the table, and they have now emptied all the bullets out of it and are just like flipping it between one another, and staring at him as he's like standing like, "Please, can I just have my gun back?"
I'll start things off. I'll just go over to the bar and order a drink.
Okay. The man
Keeping
at the
my
bar.
eye on the people playing with the gun.
The man at the bar pours you a short glass of whiskey, sets it down in front of you, and goes to serve others. The people who are playing with the gun are now, you can sort of hear the conversation. There's a poker game happening nearby, and one of them wants to join the poker game, and they're debating if they make their buy-in cost the bandit's gun. So they're going to bet, they're at least planning on betting somebody else's gun in a poker game as winnings in the pot.
How do I want to approach this situation? How much do I care?
To be fair, it's just a bandit. You have no idea who he is.
I'll join the poker game.
Okay.
I will try to get the gun.
So the poker game, they scooch over and they make room for you. And the man who was debating making his buy-in cost the gun sets the bandit's gun at the center of the table and says, "I think that should cover it," and sits down at the table. And all the men looking around said, "It's a small buy-in. It's 1 gold in silver coins."
I'll figure it out later.
Yeah,
I'm sure I have at least 1 gold.
Yeah.
I know that.
So your buy-in cost, you now have the silver sitting in front of you. The poker game goes kind of as normal until the half orc that you saw scream at the bandit after he got thrown through a window actually does end up winning the gun at the center of the table, and he takes it and goes, "No, I think I might just keep this," and sticks it in his empty holster as he left his gun at the front. And after that, the sort of camaraderie dies down, and the bandit, at this point, seeing that there's pretty much no hope, just leaves. He walks off to go find his friends. But you end up mostly breaking even. You make 3 silver on top of whatever else you already had in your poker game. But the man with the gun, the man who just won the gun, he pats you on the shoulder. He says, "I've never seen you around here before. You new in town?"
Yeah, just passing through.
Well, it's not a nice place here. Lots of people say it is, but it's really not. I'd recommend it is a traveler town. I'd recommend traveling.
Yeah. What am I gonna do?
Because there's people who like to steal things here, like him. And then as he points and gets you to look out where the bandit was, you can hear him clearing leather on the holster that he just got. And before you have any time to react, he smacks you across the back of the head with the butt of the gun that he just won, and you are unconscious in the middle of this bar.
Say death across the handle.
You don't know. It might. Phil, what is your character doing? What do they look like? What's going on? What brought him to Swift Ridge?
My character is Fallon Moxa.
Okay.
They are a Eldrin wizard.
Okay.
And they are most likely, at this point, probably reading some kind of book or something.
Okay.
Either on a bench, outside, or somewhere in a bar, tavern, somewhere.
So you would be sitting outside on a bench, reading. You would be reading a book about. It's a sort of a new, sort of early newspaper. It's a magically enchanted book that you would have bought that has some of the recent news coming through, and you're flipping, and it's relatively tame. It's just a new settlement has been created a little bit further west. They have found a new type of creature in the large desert to the west, and to the south. They are trying to irrigate more land, and they're succeeding. But you'll notice there's an ad at the bottom for within the town you're in Swift Ridge. There's a fight club that is having a big event tonight, as a man named Niram the Cage has come into town, and you would recognize the name Niram the Cage. He's a fairly famous fighter. These are legal fighting rings. This is just a normal entertainment where you watch 2 guys beat the shit out of each other. In your newspaper reading, you would mostly come across. There's a section at the back about new findings in wizardry, and there's a section that you do need a membership to be able to see that you don't currently have.
Is there like microtransactions or something?
No, you need to be a member of the Thunderhead Rune Keepers. They are you would know what they are. They're a fairly elite society of wizards. They're very secretive. They're very hard to find, and they are all just wizards who keep information very, very close. They don't like.
So the Freemasons.
Yeah, they don't like people knowing things. So they keep it all. Anything that they find, they keep to themselves. So if you are a member of the Thunderhead Rune Keepers, you can read that section of the newspaper, which is on the things that they have found that they can do.
I will have to keep that in mind, because that sounds quite interesting. But I will be going to that fight at some point, whenever that is.
That would be happening pretty soon, actually, as the magical enchantment would have had this pop up, like, be there in 20 minutes to see Niram the Cage fight whoever the fuck he's fighting.
Shit's McGee, I don't fucking know.
So you follow to the nearby fighting ring. As many people in the town go, oh, free entertainment, let's go. And as you're on your way there, you see you pass by a couple shops, a couple different things where people are trying to sell things on the street. But as you get to the fighting ring, it is a member of the Entertainers Guild. They have a large sigil above the door,
Interesting.
and everybody at the table would know that there are many guilds have kind of come about recently that put enchantments on their place of business. That if you are a member of the guild, you pay a certain amount. If you're like a shopkeeper or whatever, you pay a certain amount to the guild, and they put a sigil on your shop that effectively means that if something gets stolen or somebody breaks the rules within your shop, it's not really your responsibility anymore. You pay the guild. The guild will show up to try to mess up whoever's stealing or
Interesting.
highway robbery, whatever it might be. There's these guilds of paladins who are just known for tracking people down.
Interesting.
But as you step through the threshold of this door, there's one of the members of the Entertainers Guild is actually there. You can't really recognize that you wouldn't know on sight. Oh, that's a member of the Entertainers Guild. But he does have a large sigil of the Entertainers Guild on his armor. He's wearing very classic paladin armor, which is a little out of place. But the two pauldrons on either shoulder are the happy and sad masks of like a drama club. And he's walking around and he's holding up a piece of paper to everybody and asking if they've seen somebody who stole a bunch of money out of one of the local theaters, like payment bin while the show was going on.
Damn, that sucks.
And he's stopping at every person. Like, have you seen this person? Have you seen this person? And he's deliberately funneling everybody so that you have to go past him to get through, so you can't really avoid him. And you see he actually does. He holds up, and you can see on the thing he holds up. Can you see this person? And you recognize it as the person who is standing directly in front of you in line. And it's 3 spaces in front of you, and you can see the guy in front of you in line. His hands are sweating, and he's starting to get nervous because he's thinking, how the hell am I going to sneak past this guy? I really want to watch Nero in the cage fight, but that guy's going to kill me. And as you get one step closer in the line, and then one step closer in the line, finally the paladin holds up the piece of paper to the man in front of you, and you see, instead of wanted, the words almost shift, and they say death. And the paladin draws his club and swings at the guy in front of you, and he dips it, and it's coming straight at your head, and you get knocked out by this Entertainers Guild paladin.
My God, your show sucks.
And then, now we will introduce our next character, who has already had a bit of a teaser.
So, good old Nerum the Cage. Right now, he's a big fight tonight, so he's in his dressing room, kind of his little locker, private locker room, as he demands. And so he's kind of like staring at like this old rusty mirror. He's like wrapping his hands in bandages because he's a bare knuckle fighter, but the body's a piece of it's a temple, so you got to take care of it. He wraps it up. He has these old like pair of like old very monk style like sunglasses, emerald rims, gold trim that he took from his dad before he left. And he's just staring at the mirror. He's like, he's pounding his chest. He's like, come on. And you see, anybody who would be able to see him, because he's shirtless right now, he has a big tattoo across his chest that just says Cage. And as he's kind of like pounding his chest, he, very much so. He pounding his chest and he kind of, a lot going through his mind. He's a fight tonight. And,
On the dressing room door.
God damn it. Come in!
So the paladin that we just met, who you don't know, but you, being an entertainer, are aware of the Entertainers Guild. A paladin of the Entertainers Guild pokes his head in and he goes, got a special fight for you tonight. While you will be fighting your original opponent, Danny Dirtworth, there's also a man who you will both be knocking out first. He was the one, you may have heard he was caught stealing from the local theater. We found him. So as punishment, you guys are going to beat him up, and then, the fight will go as planned.
So I'm just beating up a man who stole?
Well, yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, beat him up. Wait, not beat him off. Hang on.
And then he goes, sweet. He'll be stuck in the middle of the ring when you guys get there. And then he gives you a thumbs up, closes the door behind him, and leads you to your dressing room.
Before I grab my my boxer coat, I I take a moment to kind of like lean over a bit so I could take a view of the tattoo that's kind of over my shoulder. It's fresh ink, so it still kind of like hurts a little bit, but he didn't really give it time to settle as you properly should. So he's kind of looking at it, still a little sore. And again, anyone who'd see it would see it as a circle with about 8 arrows kind of pushing out. It's very like sloppily like put together, and it is something that he inherited recently. So he's just kind of taking a look at it and he goes, "Ugh, not something I would choose, but Dad says Dad goes, I guess." Kind of stretches out, cracks his neck, and he's ready to go out.
So there's a bard playing the closest approximation of rock music on both a old steel guitar and a like tavern piano type.
Sick.
As you're walking out to the ring, and Danny Dirtworth is on the other side, walking out. He's beating his chest, but he's clearly way smaller than you. Yes, Phil.
Quick question about
Yeah.
back to the rock bards. What song would you say they're playing? Master of Puppets, perhaps?
Yeah, Master
Cool.
of Puppets. It's
Old Western Master of
it's-
Puppets.
it's Old West Master of Puppets.
Nice.
I don't know how that would sound, but sure. And you're walking in the ring, and you see a man who currently is his hands are tied behind his back, and he's like nervously looking around, standing in the center of the ring as you are both walking up to this square ring to first beat him up and then fight. And he is hands tied behind his back, and he's nervously like bouncing around the ring. And the member of the Entertainers Guild steps up and clearly casts some sort of spell on himself to amplify his voice, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, first there is an introduction to be made. This is our fugitive for tonight. He was caught stealing from a nearby theater. He came to watch this fight, and now he'll get a first-hand view. All of you get to watch as Danny Dirtworth and Neeram the Cage get to first beat him up and then fight each other as planned."
Yeah, Niram's gonna like as the announcements are going up, he's not even gonna wait for him to be himself to be properly introduced, as he thinks his presence is already an announcement enough. So he climbs up into the ring. He just starts like putting his fists up, and everybody's like shouting his name, or just cheering for him.
Everybody's screaming and cheering as you raise your hands.
I'm taking off my boxer coat. I'm throwing it into the crowd.
And then Danny Dirtworth climbs into the ring, puts his hand up, and it's virtually silent. Puts his hand back down, and the Entertainers Guild,
in the back, I'm like, woo!
and the Entertainers Guild paladin smacks both of his pauldrons, and they make the ding ding of like a boxing ring.
Nice.
And he just steps out of the way as he lets you just beat on this poor guy.
Niram is gonna take off his kind of glasses. He's gonna hand it to his coach. He's gonna go, "Watch that for me. I got a show to put on."
Yeah, you got it, son. You got it. Yeah, go get him. Yeah.
Yeah, Niram's gonna take his day out on this guy. Niram is fraught with morals.
So as you were just beating on this poor guy, you notice at first Danny Dirtworth is helping you. He at some point stops. You're not entirely sure when, as you're starting to like see red on this guy as you're prepared to fight. And then you know that in the front row there is what is referred to as death row, and every chair says death, then row, then death, then row. Which is the place that people most often get thrown to out of the ring. It's one of your most popular moves to just hit death row with your opponent. But you notice Danny Dirtworth, his blows stop hitting the fugitive, and the fugitive gets knocked out, and you start looking around the ring confused. We're supposed to fight now. The Entertainers Guild has his back turned as he grabs the fugitive to bring him out of the ring, and then you suddenly hear a man who you had heard before. His name wasn't Danny Dirtworth at the time, but he says, "This is for 3 years ago." And you turn around and see the chair that says death across the back coming straight at your head. And he hits you square in the noggin with a chair, effectively knocking you out instantly. You are laying flat in the center of the ring, and we will move to Emery's character.
Yay. Okay. My character's name is Bo. She is a wood elf, and she is seen in like an oversized, kind of dingy like shirt and like not jeans, but like pants. And she's also wearing like this huge leather coat, even though it's probably like 1,000,000 degrees outside. If anybody had ever, if like whenever the coat moves in the wind, you could see a small yet surprisingly expensive looking dagger on her hip. And all she's got with her, besides the clothes on her back and her dagger on her hip, is a backpack. And in her hand, she's got like a journal, and she's kind of walking and like drawing, not really knowing where she's going, only occasionally looking up to like take in whatever she's drawing. Yeah.
So where about would you be walking? Is this like in the forest? Is this in Swiftridge? Where are we?
Probably be walking into Swiftridge. Yeah, she'd be walking into Swiftridge.
Okay. So as you are walking into Swiftridge, you do catch a glimpse of a man who is feeling around his belt at an empty holster, and he seems to be carrying his head low as he walks out of Swiftridge into the woods. And he just has a very drawable face. He's very sad, but in like a cartoony way. So it really sticks in your mind as a good thing to draw in your notebook. But as you continue a little further, you kind of get a sense of the story that happened here. You see a large man flaunting a gun that he claims to have gotten off of a bandit in front of a broken window on a bar. And you see walking down the street is a man that you would have met before, which is the town doctor in Swiftridge, who is on his way to check on somebody in the bar.
Dang. Bo's a bit nosy, so I think Bo is going to, after looking around for the guy with the drawable face and like probably missing them on accident because she's nosy and just wants to know what the doctor's doing and likes to piss him off. He's gonna follow the doctor into the bar.
Okay, so following the doctor into the bar, you see a heavily adorned woman lying unconscious in the bar next to a poker table where everybody at the table is paying absolutely zero mind to the fact that there is an unconscious person next to them, and they are just continuing a game of poker.
Great. I'm gonna get all up in this lady's business. I'm gonna she's gonna reach around back and shove her notebook into her bag. She's gonna lean down on the opposite side of the doctor and pretend like she knows what she's doing. So what's going on here, Doc? What we got?
So the doctor is gonna say, well, it seems to be blunt force trauma, but I do like to work on things myself if you wouldn't mind. It seems although it does seem a smack on the back of the head, most likely with the butt of a pistol.
Huh. Well, did you try dumping water on her face to wake her up?
No, but I am going to try this. And he pulls out of his belt a sort of reddish powder in a vial, and he holds it under the woman's nose, and nothing seems to happen. And he gives it a little bit of a sniff himself. He goes, "Here, can you see if this works?" And he holds the vial under your nose.
Sure. She takes a whiff.
So as you smell it, the whole world around you almost looks like it's melting and changing colors. You have almost no choice but to involuntarily stand up and just take in the new scenery around you, as it's all sorts of wild colors, and you're not entirely sure if you're still standing in the same place in the room anymore. And then you feel like you're on the street, and you walk almost right back where you came from, and you find the guy with the drawable face. It's like everybody in this town has that same drawable face as you're wandering around, but you still feel like you're in the bar. And then suddenly you come to face with the very drawable faced man, who seems to be mid-sentence saying, "Lady, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're here. Can you just leave me alone, please?"
I also don't know why I'm here. You've got a nice face. Did you know that? And she like reaches,
That
reaches
that
into
is
her bag.
all you have told me for the last 20 minutes. Please. If you want to draw my face, I'll just sit here and you can draw my face. You can stop telling me that I have a very drawable face.
Yeah. Sit down. She's like rubbing her face, like trying to remember what's going on, and she like pulls out her notebook and like stares at him super intently with the pencil in her hand.
So
She's like,
he sits down against a nearby tree as you guys are just outside the outskirts of town. And he says, fine, finally you're drawing my face, whatever. And you sit down and you draw his face, but you keep staring at it. And he shows you. He says, do you know what? He shows you his fingers, the tops of his fingers, and he says, do you know what this means? And a couple of the fingers on both of his hands, because it doesn't fit on one hand, just say the word touch. He says, do you know why I have these tattoos?
I got these.
I'm not a tattoo artist. Why do you have these tattoos?
You see, I'm associated with a group of people. They're called Death's Touch. Have you heard of them?
What?
Yeah, they're sort of a big time gang around these parts. I'm actually just waiting. Oh, there he is right now. Hey, boss, this lady's been talking to me for 20 minutes, and you see a huge guy, bald, pure white skin.
Bald.
And he says, "What's going on over here?" And he says, "This lady's been trying to draw my face forever." And he says, "Can I see the drawing?"
Yeah, you're terrifying. As she like flips the book around, it's like her hands shaking.
He looks at it, and then you see over the top of the book, he like grabs the book, but you can see his hands. His one hand says "death" on all of his knuckles, and he says, "This is ugly," and smacks you with the book, knocking you out.
Wow.
Damn.
And now, last but not least, Joe,
Alright. Yeah.
who's your character? What are they doing? What brings them to Swiftridge?
My character's name? No, it's probably more like I am Andrew Hadley. I'm a human artificer, and who's only about 15. And I've been searching the forest outside of town, searching for a lead on these ruins I heard about, but I haven't come up with any luck yet. I've come back into town, and decided to drown my sorrows instead of at the bottom of a barrel, because I'm not old enough for that yet, inside a library instead. So I'm making my way towards a library right now.
So on your wanderings through Swiftridge, you were told is a good town to start adventures at, as it is a traveler's town. So you find yourself just outside of the town of Swiftridge, where you would see, as you're coming across the outskirts, a very large, bald man who is mumbling to himself over a book with an unconscious person right next to them as they're flipping through what looks like a sketchbook.
I tried to take a peek at the sketchbook.
Okay.
Sort of like,
So
I guess I say
looking,
over his shoulder. I probably only come up to his waist.
yeah. So could you make a perception check then?
Okay. I did not take perception because I'm relying on everybody else in the party to have that.
We're not in a party yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so real. That's so real.
18.
18.
Rolled okay.
So you can see on the pages of this book, there's some fairly good drawings of different places and people and animals and various other things as he's flipping through. But he doesn't initially notice you looking kind of like almost under his elbow at this book that he's flipping through. And he says, "What? When did you get that? Who are you?"
Oh, hello. That's a pretty neat book there. Where'd you get it?
I found it.
Really, may I see?
I mean, I guess
Art looks great.
bunch of crappy art in there.
Is it actually good art?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
good. This guy's just stupid.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. I'm obviously enjoying it.
Yep.
I'm wondering if I like find any like maybe like locations of interest in there, I guess.
So
Just looking through, like,
that will be
sites.
actually Emery, your character. Where all did they travel? Like, would they have been from around this area? Would they have been just getting here? Whereabouts have they been?
Bo lives primarily in the woods, just whatever woods she can find. Like, she'll go to a town, and then if there's a nearby woods, she's living in it. She's camping in it.
Okay,
So there's
you
maybe
would see
peaks
lots
of like different towns.
Yeah, you would see lots of different photos of towns, different places in the woods. A couple clearings that could hold something in them. There would be the occasional ruins of sorts, but none that you would recognize as like, oh, this must be what I'm looking for.
All right. Like, wow, this is a really cool book. Is this hers?
Who? Oh, the sleeping one. I'm not sure. I found it on the ground here, so it might be. I'm not entirely sure whose
All right.
it is.
I just crouch down next to her and just start examining her, trying to see if like what I can do to
I
maybe,
wouldn't
like-
disturb her. I think she's having a nap. I wouldn't want to wake her up.
I mean, I assume there's like a massive bruise on her face right now.
Yeah, huge bruise on her face.
I don't know. It looks like she's been waylaid by someone. I mean, it's like,
he
did you
crouches
see
down
who it might have
next to you and
been?
he goes, "Oh, that's you should be a detective, my friend. That's good observation. I like I said, I just got here and saw this scene, so I'm not entirely sure what happened, but you should try to find it. Are you familiar with the Death's Touch? There are some small gang around here. They might have done it. But I heard they're actually looking for people who are good at investigating, because apparently this is all local rumor. Someone stole something from the gang, and they want it back. So if they found somebody with good skills in investigation, they might like that.
Wow, really, sir? Well, I'm not really looking for a job right now. I'm just on my own, but maybe if I need extra money, I'll come looking for you. Because I noticed like he has the tattoos
He has
across
tattoos.
his,
Yeah, he has tattoos. Both of his hands say death.
yeah,
Uh,
like come looking for you. It is like trail off, like, oh,
yeah, obviously I'm not part of the gang. Like I said, just local rumor.
okay. Well, and I get back to trying to see like what I can do to wake her up, because I realized I don't actually have healing spells on me right now.
So that would be a medicine check to try to see
Alright,
what could
yeah.
wake her up.
Medicine. There we go. Natural 1
Natural
for
one.
a total of 2.
One of the gays.
Uh,
Yeah.
It's
How roll is today?
tough to tell what might wake her up. She might have just taken a good old nap. Her face might just be like that. You don't know.
Oh.
Damn.
No.
Well, I better go take her to the doctor's then.
Good idea.
Is she wearing like a cloak or something?
And what kind of clothes would you be
Oh yeah,
wearing?
that's right.
I'm wearing a jacket, like a oversized, like leather jacket that clearly wasn't hers to begin with.
Okay. Yeah, I can use that to drag you along the ground.
Okay. And he says that you got the book. Check and maybe if you figure out what happened, you can see if it was hers or not. We'll be here waiting if you decide you want to help find that Death's Touch people and find the thing that was stolen from them.
Okay. And I tried to get out of there.
Okay. So as you're dragging M's character through to the doctor's office, there's nobody in the doctor's office in town, as the doctor has had quite a busy day today.
I drag her up the stairs and it's like hitting her head. Like,
Yes. Yeah. Hitting every stair on the way up.
Her intelligence lowers by 4.
You wait, and after a bit, the doctor comes back in, and he doesn't even notice you at first. He sits down in a chair and he starts rubbing his eyes. He's like, oh, How many people
Hello,
are
doctor.
falling? Oh my god.
Liking this character.
What happened now?
Oh, I just found somebody unconscious in an alleyway somewhere. It looks like she's been punched in the face or something.
Quite the detective there. Yeah, it certainly looks like that. And he pulls out a different vial of powder and holds it under her nose and says, that worked last time on this one. I don't think she's going to get up and leave this time. Well, thank you for leaving her here. You feel free to, you can stay, you can read the paper, you can do whatever you really like there.
Well, I need to return this book to her, so I think I'll hang around for a little bit.
All right. Yeah, I got newspapers and stuff. Enjoy yourself, I guess. As he starts like using various different powders to try to wake her up, and then he says, and he turns around, he holds out a vial of red powder, and he says, "This doesn't seem to be working. Can you try this? I'm not sure if it's working."
Yeah, Can I do an Arcana roll on that?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
You're gonna pass out eventually.
Yeah, I guess
It's
no,
inevitable.
but it's like it's natural for my character to like.
I know.
Yeah. I get it.
But all right, 29 anyways.
29 anyway. So that is like a heavy hallucinogenic that he is trying to get you to sniff. And clearly the fact that he went at first to it, he has built up a tolerance to this so that he can do this trick to get people out of his sight.
I love medical malpractice.
Yeah.
We love the way.
Medical practice, period.
It's incredible stuff.
Western bath salts.
Make it myself actually, but it doesn't seem to be. It's not really
It's like
affecting.
those moms that think essential oils.
Yeah, I do like the whiff thing that you're taught in
Did you say when you think of
chemistry
Yeah,
moms,
okay.
essential oils fix
Yeah.
It's like
everything?
those moms
You-
that
he
say
says
that
you
essential
smell
oils
anything?
cure everything.
Do I?
No, it's odorless, especially if you're doing the waft. And he goes,
No, I don't.
he
These
takes it back
certainly
from you,
have
and like
smelling salts.
you can tell he's like very confused because that should have worked, and he puts it back in his belt, and then he just kind of like looks at you and he goes, maybe it's a good thing you stayed here. You might have something. I got to run some tests. And then you can see he's like fiddling around on a very messy desk nearby, and he picks up a small stone, and he like holds it around you, and he just like sets it down, and then you must have, it must be working now, as when next time he turns around to look at you, he stops in place, and then the two guys that you saw standing over the unconscious woman, like almost appear in the room in front of you and go, it's a real bad looking one on the table there, huh?
Oh, there it is.
She's not doing great. Well, you seem to know what's going on here. You know I'm not real. So I'm just a figment of your imagination, as based on what you've seen recently. I could be anything. And he goes like this guy, and he points to the other guy who you had seen with him but never heard him talk, and he just turns into a jackrabbit. And he goes, I can just be whatever. It's in your mind. You sort of control it. But see, you took a bad whiff, my friend. And he balls up his fist and he says, "You see this word right here?" Yeah, and he just nods.
Amazing.
Best.
Well, if it went on, I would have just locked out of the newspaper.
So now, all of you, as this would have happened, as each of your individual interactions would have ended, you would have seen the same thing, which is now the scene that's going to play out. For those listening at home, I asked them all to bring a level 20 character sheet of each of their characters. So, what you now see as you wake up from seemingly being knocked out is you look to your left and to your right, and you see, some of you see people that you've sort of seen before. Several of you see Niram the Cage just there. So most of you assume you're dreaming, except for Niram the Cage, who is looking around mostly confused as to who any of these people are. And you're all standing side to side as if you have known each other for a very long time, and you were all battered, bruised, and clearly just came from a really bad fight. You are surrounded by a windstorm that has been almost intentionally circling you so you can't move. And out of the storm, you hear a slow as a man covered completely in bandages steps down and he says, "You lot are very difficult to track down. You've been running from me for a while, but I found you. You all think it's a good idea to do good in the world? What? Why? What do you gain from that? I do what you would call evil, and I gain knowledge. My friends here," and he gestures towards two twins that are standing next to him, almost 10 feet tall. They are sort of half machine, half skeleton, with a little bit of ghost mixed in there. They're wearing black and gold suits that go down in trench coat down to where their knees would be. They're holding golden guns and they have skulls for faces. They have completely flat brimmed hats that is rimmed completely with gold rim. And they stand completely unmoving, staring at you, hand on their pistols at their side. He says, my friends here are technically, as you would say, evil by nature. I simply because I built them. They're quite the creation, I know. But the true power I've gained that is, well, many consider immoral is I control the storm. I name him Exodia. And you see the storm that's whipping around you. What are you saying, Phil?
Sorry, I was asking, is that all 5 cards?
No.
Okay, pot of greed.
He
Just pot of greed is cheating.
And he gestures to the other side, and the storm around you kind of clears, and you see a creature way in the distance, almost made of a sandstorm, with glowing blue eyes and a large red, almost ruby sheen where a heart would be. And this thing has tendrils of sandstorms reaching out, and it's as if it's like a small crouching humanoid shape leaning over as if on all fours, with these spikes of sandstorm coming out its back and reaching out in all directions and ripping up parts of the desert that you find yourselves in.
It's a weird porcupine.
And he says that I have controlled the storm. The storm creature that I have created is powerful. It's strong, and I have control of it. And you all consider me evil. Well, as they say, history is decided by the victors. So when I win, this will all be good. And the two of the Pistolero Monteros pull their pistols out and move almost at lightning speed to pin both of their guns, one against Nero's head and one against, what's your character's name, Darius? Lucius, and one against Lucius's head, and holding them there, unmoving, completely blank facial expressions as they are skeletons. And he says, "Now, what would you like to say before you make your final stand?"
I say the invocation for Wall of Stone.
I cast Wish!
So everybody, I need you to make make initiative rolls.
Woo!
So combat
Yeah.
is starting.
Do not fail me.
I rolled very high initiative.
Did you? What'd you roll?
I rolled a 32 for initiative.
Jesus,
God.
no.
I missed your character.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, the 32. Yeah, I rolled a 32 for initiative.
God damn.
28.
15.
Damn!
10.
10. Okay, so
You want me to write up?
yes, right around the board in here.
What'd you
7.
roll?
So I'll do the Mercer method and hit everybody with the ranges. So first, who got 20 or above?
Me.
That's a lot of you. Who got? Did everybody get more than 25? That's 2 of you. What's yours, Phil?
33.
33
I'm
and
joking, it's 28.
28 and
32.
32. Okay, so Nero in the Cage goes first. What's your character's name, Phil? I don't remember.
Damn.
Valen? Valen goes second.
VAL.
Okay, then who got 20, 25? You two.
21.
21? 23. Okay, those go up there.
Woo.
So while we're doing this, think about what you're going to do.
I already know what I'm gonna do.
You kind of have the battlefield laid out in front of you. They're all of the different people are standing sort of in a line in front of you, except for the Sand Phantom, which is very, very far away, but it can move very, very quickly.
Emery, you have your level 20, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cause so can I.
Could we say the interaction
Emery, what'd you
with
get?
our college thing ready?
Yes.
Okay.
And what did you roll for initiative?
She was 7.
7.
7.
Sorry.
Yeah, a 7.
Then is that everybody? Therefore, do we
I think we're gonna use it.
Andrew?
What's your character's name?
Oh, Andrew Hadley.
Andrew Hadley.
And this.
All right.
And
And then Emery, what's your character's name?
Bo.
Bo. E-A-U.
EAU. All right. Okay.
Bo.
Throw. I'll do it.
Ooh.
Okay. So, Niram, you go first. Laid out in front of you is the mad scientist man wrapped in bandages and holding several vials of something green. There are the two Pistolero Monteros, one with a gun to your head and one with a gun to Lucius's head.
Okay.
And there's Exodia, the Storm Herald.
So my
Very
mindset right now, I am a person that has already lived through all of this. So I already I am befriended
Yes,
with all these
important
people.
note, you know all of these people, you are friends with all these people. While sort of internally you're confused, it's as if you're viewing a memory. You can't, your quote unquote current characters, the level 3 versions of yourself, can't control what's happening, but you have like your own thoughts of like, okay, what the hell is happening? Why am I protecting these people? Whatever it might be.
Okay. So in Niram's thought, or in Niram's action, he's gonna kind of like look at Lucius. He's gonna go, nothing we've never done before, huh?
Yeah.
And then he's going to do the splits and right at the stomach. And I'm gonna use immobilizing strike.
Okay.
So I have to roll to hit first, and then okay, that is going to be a 22 to hit. All right, and then that thing has to succeed on a con saving throw of 21.
Okay. 21. That is just gonna fail.
That is just gonna fail. Perfect. He's now blinded.
Okay.
And then I'm immediately gonna use my movement to just dead sprint at the bandage man.
Okay. So it is going to try to make an attack of opportunity.
It's
but
blinded. I don't think it can.
It, I believe, makes with disadvantage.
With blinded?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
We do have the player's handbook right in
We
front
do
of
have player's handbook in front of us. Blind
Come on.
It's in the appendix at the very back.
We are reading.
A blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Does that count attacking?
You know what? Sure. I'll count that as
Attack
attacking.
rolls and blinded. A blind creature can't see elemental fails an ability check requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have
Oh, okay.
disadvantage.
Okay, so it wasn't right the first time.
Okay.
I did disadvantage. Okay, but I don't think he's gonna make it anyway. But fine. So he's gonna make an attack of opportunity. That's a 2.
And then Niram is immediately. I'm going to use my other 2 attacks. I'm just going to pummel this guy in front of me.
Okay. The bandage.
The
man?
bandage man. Yes.
Okay.
That is a 17.
17.
You know, it's funny. I rolled a nat 2 on that.
That
That's a
does hit.
17. Nat 2. All right. And then I'm going to use my second attack.
Okay.
Moment,
your
baby.
mother.
That is going to be a 23. So that hits.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just use my bonus action. I'm going to use Flurry of Blows. I'm going to get 2 more hits.
Okay.
That hits. I rolled a 13. 13 plus 15.
Okay.
And that is also going to hit. So that is 4 attacks. Oh, I never rolled damage for the skeleton boy. Let me roll that. That is a 7 plus, or no, I don't get those yet. I'd imagine I don't activate those. Okay, so 7 on the skeleton,
Okay.
and then that's going to be 4d12 against the bandage man in front of me.
Okay.
That's going to be 15 damage. Let me mark this down somewhere so I don't forget, because it's going to be a ludicrous amount of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So, starting off with a brisk 15. Rolling. That is 13.
Okay.
That is 16. And then last one is another 16. And then I'm gonna be silly. I'm just gonna put disorienting strike on actually I have a lot of key points to mess around
You
with
should
this.
have half of what your normal total is.
I still have a lot.
Yeah. I know.
I have 13.
Okay. Hey, any rules lawyers at home? He's using them unrevised. It's gonna be weird. Don't think about the rules too much. They're very different.
So I'm going to put disorienting strike on the first one. I'm going to put immobilizing strike on the third one, and then I'm going to put incendiating strike on the third one as well. Oh, no, first one disorienting, second one immobilizing, third one incendiating, and the fourth one's just going to be just a good old smack to the jaw.
Okay.
So along with taking, can you 60? Thank you. I need him to give me a DC 21 Wisdom save, a Con save DC 21, and then another Con save of 21.
Okay. So that is a pass on wisdom, and then the con fail, and then pass. So he just failed the first con save.
All right. So then he's now immobilized. He cannot move at all. How long does that last? Until the end of my next turn. Additionally, the creature makes any dex saves with disadvantage. And the creature is immune to this effect. If it's immune to, okay, whatever. Is he immune to being stunned?
He is not immune.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I was like, wait a minute, that's actually something I should worry about. Is there anything silly I can do? No, there isn't. All right. Then I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. So the as at the end of your turn, there's going to be a legendary action from the Sand Phantom that you know now is named Exodia the Storm Herald, and he is going to make everybody at the table make a Dex save.
Okay.
As you see him sort of dig himself into the ground, and then a wave of sand comes flying through.
What's the DC on that?
That is a hold on.
I think I'm good.
I do believe I get advantage on that with one of my weird features.
That is a DC 23.
DC 23.
I got 36.
Okay.
I got a 27.
Damn!
I got a 23.
I nat 20 on there.
Nat
Did anybody
22.
get under a 23? 27. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, the audience can't see if you're just raising your hand.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, I was wrong. That is not. Never mind.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to.
That was a
take
30.
3D. I'm gonna have everybody roll their own damage for this. Everybody takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage, except for you. You take 68 and you're prone. Except for what's your name?
Viola.
Viola. I'm gonna figure it out eventually.
You said 3d8?
No.
3D. Everybody takes 3d8.
What type damage?
And I take.
It's bludgeoning.
Is it magical or not?
It is magical.
All right.
I feel
You
like
said 3d8?
Yes. I was about to roll 68 on my own, but it's more fun to make everybody else roll.
Yeah. Roll your demise.
Rolling my demise.
Damn, I rolled hot. Fuck.
I rolled 2 8s, man.
Oh,
We're hurting ourselves here. This is unfair.
hate my life. What is?
That's not too bad.
You said 6.
It is 19 off.
Yeah, 68.
At least it's better than
For real.
You said yeah. Okay, cool.
Haha.
And then,
What was that?
while you're rolling your damage,
Yeah, man.
Change that then.
balance.
Val? Yeah, sorry. What's up?
It's your
Sorry.
It's your turn.
My turn.
You're
Yes.
up, buddy.
Wow. 1 second then. That's gonna be okay. Got it.
And then Mike does
Cool.
or Is the stun until the end of your turn, or do I make another save on my turn?
It's the end of my turn.
Okay, so that guy doesn't go. The guy who's next. So then,
Okay.
Mitty, prepare, be ready, know what you're gonna do.
I'm knowing.
What are you doing?
A bandage, guys?
Feeble mind.
Feeble mind on whom?
Bandage guy.
Bandage man.
Bandito.
So
What saving
bandage
throw
man
is
is
that?
the one who goes after
Intelligente.
Intelligente.
Intelligente. Okay. What's the DC on that?
19.
Guys, no idea.
19. So he does pass.
Fuck.
And then, are you doing anything else on your turn?
He does take damage from that, just
Okay.
for me casting that. So, let me go ahead and get that for you. I lost it. What the fuck?
Probably
There it
like
is.
psychic or something.
Okie dokie. I need you, and you.
9 key points
That's
left.
fantastic. I love those rolls. Isn't that just fantastic? Fucking love that. 7.
7.
Yeah!
7 psychic. But you know what? Fuck you. You're gonna take an extra 10.
Okay, so 17.
Yes. These fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck it, are you?
Your turn.
Alright. What should I do? Okay, so he still has a gun pressed to his head.
Yes.
Lucius.
Yes.
Alright. So Betty's going to unholster one of her pistols. Her pistols have a blade on the top of them.
Okay.
So she's going to cut her fingers upon the top of the blade with a bonus action to activate her Crimson Right.
Okay.
And I'm going to take aim, and for my first attack, I'm going to shoot the person holding the robot skeleton thing holding a gun to
Okay.
his head.
Make your attack roll.
That is a 28 to hit.
28 to hit.
Yes.
So, the as if slowing time, the bullet is going to go straight towards these Pistolero Monteros, and while they were looking at Lucius, they're going to snap and look at you, and he's going to spin and move out of the way, and his pistol is going to be aimed at you, but it's not his turn yet. So he does have a reaction that he increases his AC by 6 if he would be hit.
Can I know if that's a one-time or if that's
That is just a reaction once per turn.
Alright, I have a second shot, so I'm going to shoot him again. And that one is a 22.
22 to hit, that one will hit.
Alrighty. Do I get to add the bullet damage on top of all my other stuff?
Yes,
For now.
for now.
Alright.
Oh yeah, well, with all my house rules, I'll allow people to do things until I decide it's broken, and then I'll fix it.
I got a lot.
Because I made up a bunch of these rules, and some of them are kind of busted.
Okay, so bullet damage by itself is 3.
Okay.
And then for my not good leather, it's an extra 4, so that's 7.
Okay.
Crimson Right, I need to take HP, is an extra 3, so that's 10. I'll just take that roll. 10, and then my ocean thing is...
And then Lucius, you're up.
So that's
So
22 damage
okay.
total.
okay. On the pistol guy that was next to Lucius. Okay.
Yes.
And that is your turn.
Mhm.
What are you doing, Lucius?
Alright, so the guy is not, the machine isn't aiming the gun at my head.
Not anymore.
So I'm gonna get up and spin around and then get a line of sight of the bandage man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to, I'm gonna use Quicken Spell to
Okay.
cast Sunbeam as bonus action.
Okay.
And then that's gonna be a Dex 19, or a Con 19 saving throw
Okay.
that he has to do.
That's the bandage man?
Yep.
Okay. He fails.
Alright, that's gonna be 68. 28 radiant damage to him.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's that. And then as my action, I'm going to speak a prayer in ancient language as he spirits wrap around Lucius.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna point at the bandage man, and he has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
DC 19.
Okay. He fails.
Alright, and then he's gonna take 3d8 more damage.
Okay.
It's gonna be 16 more damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to step away from the machine guy that was pointing at me.
Okay.
And that's
So
gonna be it.
that being your turn, it is Exodia the Storm Herald's turn, and he is going to take effectively a giant rock that is in the nearby desert is going to come through the storm, and it's going to land, and I'm going to roll to see which one of you is going to hit. So I need both of you down there to make a dex save, and that's convenient. You two right here to both make a dex save. So that is
Me and Darius on.
many Valen, Valen, Viola, and Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew Tate.
I'm getting
Andrew
there. I'm
McHugh?
getting there. All right.
Andrew
You
Tate?
can say that.
What the?
So
Andrew
I'll,
has
I'll
what's
his Andrew
need to
What's
make a
DC?
dex save.
Yeah, you
What's
save.
DC?
Dex save. It is a 16.
Yes, I pass.
All right. Yeah.
I got another
25.
22.
My God. Guard voices are busted at
We
Well, touch our
good.
foreskin.
We made the deck save.
So
guys.
both of you need to roll.
No,
Everybody
that's
who
elitist.
failed needs to roll 6d6 bludgeoning damage.
You
And
crit me, you hit me.
the two that, or whoever, if anybody did fail, you need to roll 12d6. So did everybody pass?
Sorry, how many D6?
66.
66.
12d6 if you
Is
fail.
it, once again, natural or not?
It is magical.
It's just a rock.
Thank you.
He's throwing rocks.
Anytime, baby girl.
He's a magic dude. 66.
Fuck.
And then
He's really trying to kill
Yahoo,
us.
I got
the mad scientist, the bandage man, as you've been calling him, even though he is stunned, part of his belt is on a timer, and one of those green vials that he was carrying with him falls to the ground, and it breaks upon impact, even with the sand, and the sand absorbs it, and then it becomes an almost human-like creature. Which it's missing a couple pieces. For one, it doesn't have a mouth on its face. Instead, it has a mouth that runs the length of its torso.
I've seen that movie.
And it has 4 arms that are all kind of not even in the right places coming out of the torso. And its head is split in half and sort of lopsided, as it's not like a complete being yet. And then that is going to be Viola's turn.
Fucking fool!
You got this, quiet.
You're fucking fool. Why are you eating food right now? Don't really D&D.
I was giving you some.
Cause hold up, let me. I'm a different person. I'm different. I'm better.
All right. I'm going.
I'm built better.
kind of worse.
Sorry, this is like I can use my phone for this.
Yeah.
It's like my boobies.
I want to cast Spirit Guardians at 4th level.
Okay.
I can cast spells. I'm prone, right?
Yeah, you can cast spells over.
Uh-oh.
No,
Yeah, so-
no.
The Spirit Guardians will begin to form around, and they are angelic in nature.
Okay.
And I will designate the party to be unaffected by it.
Okay.
Any hostile creature towards us will be affected by it.
Okay.
That
Mamma mia.
This is a small enough, quote unquote, arena made of the sandstorm that that will affect everybody.
Okay.
So,
Mamma mia.
over the if you're casting that, is that your whole turn?
Yeah, that's my whole turn. And
Okay.
I also have advantage to keep the concentration up because I have more caster.
Okay. So then there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's right now 5 guys on the field. So I need you to roll damage for all 5 of them while we move on to.
Do you want me to roll same damage for all, or do you want me to
Do
roll
same damage for all? Yeah.
Guys.
That's easy.
5
And then
guys. I love that.
while-
I can take 5 guys.
In a fight?
What?
Who said that?
In a fight, right?
Who said that?
in
Let's just say I'm different. Stop dropping shit over there. What are you doing?
it is now going to be that human-like creature. It is his turn, and he has appeared next to Niram the Cage, and that's the first person that is not his creator that he sees. So he is going to try to attack with a pseudopod,
Gross.
and he's going to nat 1. How exciting!
Very nice.
Exciting.
18 damage. Okay.
Just to be silly, you should let me get a free hit off him because he net one. That's just that's a wacky idea. I'm just spitballing here.
idea.
I'm just spitballing here.
Ew, that's
So-
not spitballing.
Then it is
Germs.
after
Holy-
trying to hit you, it's then going to try to bite you with its torso. And that is a 24 to hit.
A 24 to hit. I
Yeah.
think that
It tries to bite
fuck
you
that
with
just
its
hits.
torso.
Yeah.
How much damage is it doing?
I didn't roll yet. But then
Can-
as it's doing, I'm getting there. As it's doing that, it's also going to secrete a fluid so that everybody within 15 feet of it has to make a dex save or slip and fall.
I'm really good at that.
Ew.
Saves.
Is that everybody again?
And that is going to do 14 piercing and 6
I'm gonna-
acid damage when it bites you.
I'm gonna use my reaction. I'm
that
going
count as a
to.
spell?
I'm gonna.
No,
I'm gonna-
that's just this thing is gross and it's letting out fluid.
I'm going to deflect attack that.
Okay.
That is my martial arts die plus. No, I'm not trying to remember what was by heart. Plus my dex modifier plus my proficiency bonus. So that is a plus
A lot.
13. So I have to roll a 1 if I want to deflect.
No, it's 14 piercing and 6 acid.
6 acid.
Yes. So that's
Uh,
a total of 20.
Okay. I have to roll above a 7. I actually rolled exactly a 7. I perfectly deflect all of it. That means I get a free attack. Ah! I love being near him. I believe. Is it the full attack? Hold on. Is it full attack action or is it just one attack?
One attack.
Opportunity.
No. This is. It's. Can you cut that out? Oh no, it's not an attack. I either push it 5 feet away or I knock it prone. I'm just gonna knock it prone. It tries to bite me. It tries to bite me. I grab its teeth. I push it back and I just right on the head.
Damn.
Alright. And then that then is going to be Andrew's turn.
Alright. Is this, looking at this situation, is this something I believe that we can fight?
Probably not, but you know from the previous day to 2 days, you're not even sure at this point that you really have no other option. If you try to run, they will just catch you again, or the Exodia the Storm Herald will pull you back with his sand.
Alright,
Oh,
in that
exciting.
case, lots of damage. Let's see, where did I put Fireball?
Fireball.
It's tourism time, motherfucker! Fireball!
You're in the distro hole, you can play the sound effect.
You know what?
I'm fighting
Okay.
Exodia.
Oh lord.
Let's start. I'm gonna metamagic twin spell hex onto
wizard
Slime Dude and Bandage Dude.
time, motherfucker! I know. I pressed it twice. My bad.
So you're hexing the slime guy and
Slime guy and bandage guy.
okay. And hex, what is that? That's the spell hex, right?
Yes,
Where
spell hex.
they
You should
have
make it
disadvantage on
conscious.
attacks.
Who said that?
Am I thinking of that right?
Yeah, it has to be ability checks though.
Okay.
You should make it con saves. Who said that?
Yeah,
It's
hex.
a ghost.
I'm sorry to say that hex doesn't do saves. It just does ability checks. Yeah.
Mm.
So that includes attacks and stuff though.
Yeah.
So
Taxes.
You should make it dex in that case.
attacks.
The government's after
I
me.
know what kind
That was like
caster.
Taxes.
Bandage dude is.
He has not given much of an indication yet because on his last turn he was stunned.
Couldn't do much.
Okay. No. I mean like in our
So
past encounters.
okay, so from your past, that's I'm gonna have you make a history check on that actually.
Oh, okay, I'm good at this at least.
Stop spanking me.
No.
25.
25. So you know from your general knowledge of magic that he typically has warlock-like powers with a bit of artificery in there.
Artificery, okay.
Artificery.
Artificery.
But most of these
yes.
spells you've seen him cast are warlock.
Yeah. All right. So it's gonna be charisma disadvantage. No. Minus D6 was it? No. Disadvantage on charisma on bandage guy.
Okay.
And against slime guy, disadvantage on strength.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast fireball to hit all these guys.
Okay.
Upcast it to 7th level.
Okay. So are you gonna cast it in a way that it hits because there is some movement. If you cast it to hit the bandage guy and the slime guy, you will also hit near him. And
Evasion, you're fine.
I was gonna say, and if you cast it to hit the Pistolero Montero guys, you will probably hit one of your own who is nearby one of them.
I don't. Tyler always said he'd throw us off a cliff.
I did say that.
I'm like, you can hit us, it's fine.
I'm keeping this thing alive as much as I can. All right, that's.
We're fighting Exodia. Specifically Exodia.
Okay.
I'm not backing down. Never back down.
Both. Why not? I can take both of them.
Never mind. Instead of Fireball, I'm going to do Scorching Ray at 7th level.
Okay.
So,
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to need to borrow
What you need?
6 more d20s.
Alright.
D20s, goddamn.
I got
Here's
two D20s.
4. That's a D12.
I have 2 D20s.
Only 2 more.
Right here, 2 D20s. Anyone, 2
Nope, you
D20s.
suck.
Oh man.
So I'm just gonna go all out against
I'm not eating
James.
money.
So Jesus Christ, that's a lot of ones.
How many net ones are there?
2.
Oh lord.
So anything above a 15 will hit damage.
Oh, dang, he's
So 11, 12.
He's a caster.
So these miss. So that's Jesus.
Would you have spell
two-
tech bonus? Spell tech bonus?
Yes.
That would definitely.
Oh no, that was a 2 before.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 d6s.
10d6s.
No, 10. I'll need 15 d6s. I have 2 here.
Here's 5.
There's 2 more.
5,
I have 5 more.
6, 7, 8, 9.
That's 5.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Oh, one more.
One more.
Oh, damn. Phil.
15.
You don't want to.
Fuck you, I'm incorporated.
Oh, I feel like I'm playing Warhammer. This is great.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck.
I need a calculator.
Let's go, I got a 5 with
You can
mine.
mental math this,
You
Joe.
will, Jake.
Alright, so that's 10,
Why do you keep hitting me? Fuck you.
10. That's a lot of 6s.
Jeez, I fucking devoured mine, bro.
You what? No.
10.
It's a fun game, by the way, Devour.
I'm gonna devour your mother.
Ew.
Devours these nuts.
I will.
4,
Oh,
24, 25, 26,
Jesus Christ.
26.
I was boxing from Finance or Freddy's.
Bro, if I was fighting for Finance at Freddy's, you would not be ready for me.
That's 56 damage.
56 damage.
Holy shit.
Only
So
56?
You
Wow.
knock the bandage man to his knees. He is not.
Oh, yeah.
He's not dead, but he is still stunned and he's hurting real bad. But it is now both of the Pistolero Montero's
I'm
turns.
about to get shot the fuck up, guys.
The first one of you is going to attack Nettie. And does a 17 hit?
1 sec. Let me.
Oh yeah, it also back up 30 feet.
Shit.
Okay,
my
Stop
summon
spanking
speed.
me.
got it.
You know what?
I
Fuck it,
just
I'll
super
take it.
summon because it's like lasts indefinitely, so.
Actually, no, screw it. Take reaction blood curse of the eyeless,
Okay. What does that do?
or get to subtract a d10 from your hit.
Okay.
You don't hit it anymore.
Okay.
Yay.
Then he's going to fire again with that pistol.
All right. Well,
Counterspell, no.
Does a 16 hit?
no,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm safe. I'm alive, guys.
And then he is going to pull a sawed-off shotgun off of his side and without even looking, shoot at Lucius. I'm going to remember your names eventually.
Lucio.
Lucy from Overwatch.
So you
Let's
will
amp it
you need
up.
to make a con save.
Oh, it's not a. That's it.
It is both the hit and.
Oh, Let's break it down. This is mine. Whose dice is it?
Does an 18 hit you?
I'm gonna reaction shield.
Okay.
So it doesn't hit anymore.
But the con save will still affect you because these are magical shotguns.
You got
God,
this.
I hate
Con
magical
save,
shotguns, don't
I
you
got a
guys?
15 con save.
15 con save, that does not make it.
Guns.
You need to roll yourself 6d6 necrotic damage.
Ew. Ew.
Hey,
And then the other pistolero Montero is going to take a shot at Nero. Nero does a 22 hit.
Does a 22 hit? It doesn't.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
I didn't fully
Again?
again.
That is a crit.
He crits?
Yes.
Damn.
So
Hold on.
Oh, nice.
that is going to do.
Okay.
Oh, I
That's
should have
good.
just used Flash and Genius to like make some of those hit. What was I thinking?
Okay.
Forgot about
That's going to do 36 damage to you.
36 damage, and I'm still kicking, surprisingly.
And then
No,
that last one is going to
I got
get
this.
close enough to you that he's just about 10 feet from you, Nero. He's going to try to stay out of your melee. And he's going to fire that shotgun at you.
Of course.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does not hit.
Okay, so you still need to make the con save. It's the same thing. You make a con save.
Okay. Actually, hold on. That would be bad, but I have a astonishing amount of con because of my. Nope, I opened the entirely wrong thing. What's my con save? Plus 7, 18?
18. That does not make it. You need to roll yourself 6d6 necrotic.
Actually, I'm gonna use one of my key points to use Sun and Soul.
What does that do?
It just lets me re-roll once.
Okay.
It's not even a reaction. It's just like you get it once.
Okay.
If you fuck it up, sorry.
Don't fuck it up.
I fucked it up.
So you need to roll yourself 6d6 of necrotic damage.
Don't
And
die.
then it's goes turn. So, Anna.
Oh,
You're on deck.
okay.
Not yet. You're
No.
on deck.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
No, it is
Okay.
goes turn now.
It's Bill's turn.
Oh, Okay.
Okay.
You are on deck.
Okay.
question of the day.
That's a
Yep.
Is hiding an action?
Hiding is an action, yes.
It's an action?
Okay, I'm still kicking.
There's nowhere to hide.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna hide behind somebody.
Yeah, you can hide behind somebody. We're also in the desert, so you theoretically could like cover yourself in sand and hide.
That's actually a really good idea. So I'm gonna use my action to kind of just stick myself in a hole. Actually, psych. I'm gonna use my action to wild shape into Hold please.
Or you wish you were me.
I always have Gasp already. That's like my whole thing.
Wizard 101.
I think it's one of my fucking like mastered spells.
What are you?
Okay. I'm gonna wild shape into a funnel web spider,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
fancy.
throw my ass around. Who would the nearest person be to me? Nearest
Probably
enemy.
one of the Pistolero Monteros, the one that was next to Lucius.
Cool. Well, funnel web spiders are venomous, so I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
I'm gonna bite him.
Hey.
We're not scheming. What?
What are you talking about? Stop. Oh my god.
Stop with those eyes.
Stop,
Oh my god,
stop,
Tyler.
Stop looking at me like that. Oh my god. Tyler.
Act up. Oh my god.
No, the Riz is immaculate.
I didn't realize we were playing with the Rizzler.
That's, shut up. Oh my god, is that the Rizzler?
Oh my god.
I swear to god, 13-year-olds say that
That's
IRL.
con saving for me.
What?
Con saving.
Okay.
Constipation.
That is a total of 18.
Is that a good or a bad?
That's not a good.
That's not a good. Hey, stop yelling my will ya?
Hey, get a load of this guy, pal.
Well, I see, huh?
Well, but I'm gonna use my bonus action. To I'm like by his ankle, right?
Yeah.
Ankle biter.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to unwild shape and try to just take his legs out with my body.
Okay. I'll make a roll for that.
Unwild shape at his feet. Just
At
his feet, like on his foot.
What is your strength modifier?
I cannot share with you right now
Fire.
because the haters just have it.
Know that, do you?
That's not D10.
What?
It's a 2.
They're the same
It's
numbers.
your
it's
strength
zero
modifier is
nine.
+2.
Yeah.
So you push this
Do you want me to
guy
use
back a
yours?
little bit.
Yeah.
And you don't knock him over, but you actually manage to get kind of in between him and Niram a little bit and push him a little bit further away. And then Niram, it is your turn. What are you two scheming? You're talking over him.
This is very fancy.
We were whispering.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. So I am going to action. I'm gonna just grab the bandage man. I'm gonna grapple him.
Okay.
Nice.
Which I am expertise in. So, what is it off the top of my? So base would be 13, and then that's gonna be a plus 19 to athletics for grappling. Should I roll to grapple him? It's a plus 19.
Who are you trying to grapple?
Benjamin.
Yeah, you got him. You don't need to roll.
I did roll a 9, but that is a plus
You're
19.
plus 19. You can roll a 0 and still get him.
Alright, then I am going to use 8 key points to suplex him.
Okay.
So that is 2d10 per key point.
Okay.
Oh damn, that's a lot.
So 16d.
You need some detail?
How many do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 more. Yes, please. Of course, I want more.
I'll give you 2, but one is technically at 100.
Here you go. Here's
Oh,
Burger.
right.
Burger.
I was pulling out
How many is this? 1, 2,
So while they're
3,
counting,
4,
audience, isn't Primal Combat super fun and not
6,
slow at all?
nine, 10.
I have to tell them when their
4
turn's
more.
coming up because no
I got
matter what
2.
class you are, when you hit level 20, it takes about 20 minutes to decide what you're gonna do.
Alright. So 2 more. I need 2 more d10s.
Why do I have
No,
And then
come back!
you end up doing this where you gotta collect dice for,
All right.
for like 5.
I have my 16 d10s.
All right.
Let's go! Use the bigger, use those dice.
Alright,
I see-
now I get to add all these!
I see a 10 in there.
There's a 10 in there.
There's 2 10s in there.
Just group them up by what's easiest to add up.
I'm just gonna speed through it with a calculator.
Beat the shit out of him.
So
Nine plus
while
eight
this is
plus
going on,
eight
audience,
plus
I hope
10
once I nail this
plus
rule book rule set down,
plus
I
9
hope to be able to put it in like a real rule book. Right now, it's in a Google Doc.
10
That if we end up making like a Patreon or
plus
something,
6
I'll
plus another
post it
6
in there and
plus
everybody can
6
look at it
Plus a 1.
and be like, wow,
plus
it's
1
so bad.
Plus 4.
And then
No.
just use the weird
16.
website.
So that is 97 damage on a suplex,
Ew.
and he is knocked prone, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so the bandage man, you suplex him, you clearly just snap his neck, and he is dead.
All right, and then I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to use my last key point. I'm going to do what's the exact term? I'm going to do enduring defense. So I am. That's going to. I'm currently dodging, but that's a free thing that I just get. I also am getting temp HP, which is 1 martial arts die plus my would-be wisdom, now charisma, because of my weird subclass. So that is 4 plus 6. So I'm gaining 10 temp HP in total.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I am also currently dodging.
Okay.
That's the thing that I
and then
get.
Valen, your turn. What are you doing on this turn?
I love
We took
I'm
your
attacking
dice.
Exodia.
Okay. You're attacking Exodia. How?
Meteor swarm.
Meteor swarm. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
these are all
How big is said man?
Exodia the Storm Herald is probably over 100 feet away from you.
Okay.
He is, from what you can tell, at least 100 feet tall. This is a gigantic.
So you're telling me the range? So a mile range would work.
Yes.
Cool. I love that it says that. It's a mile range for meteor swarm. Okay, how many am I at? I'm at 6. It's 9, 10, 11. I need 9 more. That is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
How many fucking D6s do you need?
18. 19. I need one more. Hang on.
One more time.
What the fuck is it? I know there's another one in here. There it is. Okay.
All right, I'll pull out my
Okay.
calculator.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How many D6s is that?
Okay.
20.
20?
Audience, gotta love this, right?
Imagine we win.
Meteor swarm!
Here's your calculator.
I'm gonna leave this one out just so. Actually, I'm gonna roll these guys separate. Yeah, I don't want them to hit any the other die.
No,
No.
no, 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 no,
This
no,
is
no, no.
more fun, Joe.
It's a,
Given I put into a calculator, the difficulty rating of this fight is a 35. That is literally, it said in the calculator I put it in, it has like ranges. It's like good fight, hard fight, difficult fight, impossible. This one just was a skull.
And we're just like
I think
kind of rocking it a little.
So good.
we're rocking it so far. I know this
we are
motherfucker.
7/20th level.
Yeah. So it asked me to plug it asked me to plug that in. This is not
Okay.
the challenge rating. This is a difficulty rating,
Oh.
I see.
which takes into
Alright.
account the level of everybody.
Do you get more damage on top of that?
You didn't keep in mind the fact that we.
Oh my fucking god.
Holy shit, bro!
No, this is a fucking rough fight. If played the way it is supposed to, this is a fucking rough fight.
You did kind of just take out Vantage Guy.
Yes. Bandage guy is by far the weakest of everybody here.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's also kind of like the ringleader, so.
How much damage?
82.
82 damage. So
I thought it would at least reach 100.
Meteor
yeah.
swarm is never as strong as the fucking cage.
I'm
Ah!
just making sure I didn't miscount that.
Meteors? Me? Me.
82 damage to Exodia and it seems to almost not affect him at all.
Fire damage too, right?
It would, I believe it is fire damage.
Wait, did I miscount this?
Did you miscount it?
Because so it's saying a creature takes 20 d6 fire damage and 20 d6 bludgeoning damage.
So you have to roll another 20d6.
You want to roll 20d6 again, or do you want to take the 86 twice?
It's about the respect, Tyler. It's not
I can roll 20.
No, 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 no.
The 82, I'll
No,
just
this is
double that.
revenge. This is
Yeah.
revenge.
Okay, so you double the 82.
That's
100.
That's all.
That's 164.
Yeah.
164. Okay.
Yo, that's like
I have
4 stacks in Minecraft.
Is that all your guys?
A lot of them are mine, and then
It's
some,
so many
some
gold
are
ingots.
his.
You see meteors hit Exodia the Storm Herald, and it almost absorbs them into its storm.
that's
And it is now, well, it would be the Bandage Man's turn, but it is not his turn. But because I guess we're not at initiative 20 yet. No, that is, sorry, I looked at the board wrong. It is Exodia's turn. And so he is going to
I
do,
thought that was Bandage Man's turn right there.
no, Bandage
I think it was
Man
at the loop.
is,
He did.
is at initiative 20.
I got my dice
because
back.
he only does their
Somebody erase him. Get his ass off. Get his ass out of there.
Wipe his ass off
does
the face.
there.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I am going to need Niram, Malin, and Lucius to all, let's see, all roll me 4d6 damage that you just take.
4d6?
4d6.
You need 6.
It's not 20, but it is 4d6.
I mean, we're around here feeling like
As
26
each
then.
of you, a tendril from Exodia's back reaches out towards you and almost smacks you with a physical embodiment of a storm.
Okay, never mind.
No.
Exodia's racist? Oh my god.
And then everybody needs to make a dex save.
Oh my
Everybody
god.
needs to make a dex
Kyle,
save.
I'm gonna
As
kill
the
you.
winds, the winds pick up.
I low-key have asthma. Stop doing this to me.
This is ableist.
Shut up, princess.
I'm a
30.
little hurt.
31.
That you take that much damage.
I take 31 damage?
Yes.
Your dex save is
Or no.
damage.
Sorry, I thought you. Sorry, I had people rolling their own damage already. So if you got under a 20, you are not only knocked prone, but you are moved 10 feet away from Exodia and all the Pistolero Monteros, as well as taking, if you got less than 20, you take 12d8 bludgeoning, and if you got more than 20, you take 68.
You only get moved if you made less than 20.
You only get moved if you make less than 20.
So I said
Minimum
you said 68.
Is everybody rolling?
Yes, everybody's rolling the dex save. If you got less than 20, less than 20, you take 6d8 damage, less than 20, you take 12d8 damage. You're pushed 10 feet away from the group of bad guys. If you rolled over 20, you take 6d8 and you're not moved.
That might kill me too.
Alright, I did pass, and I do have to, but I still have to roll 68, which
Okay, I'm
theoretically.
In case you didn't
I'm
know,
holding
Exodia
on.
is the reason why this encounter
Yeah,
is so hard.
yeah.
He is on his own challenge rate.
Really? What makes you think
27.
that?
Can I use the reaction in the turn of this?
You can use the reaction. What reaction are you using?
Warcaster. I can use a reaction to make an opportunity attack to cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action and targets only that creature.
That's if it's an opportunity.
That's opportunity attacks though.
That's reaction.
No one has moved.
But it's an
No, it's a-
opportunity.
Yeah, this one is-
Someone has to trigger an opportunity.
Opportunity attacks are if somebody leaves your
Making
melee
sure.
range.
Oh, Joe, look at this.
Just making sure.
Look at this.
Math. There.
Holy shit. 4 ones. Oh my god.
Am I missing damage
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Roll it now.
Roll a dex save.
DC.
DC 20. If you make it, you take
Yeah.
68 damage. If you fail it, you take 12.
Which one do
12. If I fail it, if I pass it,
I think
68.
Yes.
And that's on top of the 4d6 from earlier.
I'm still kicking,
Okay.
bitch. Ah. No one stops in the cage.
And then while everybody's rolling,
66.
be prepared. You're down? Okay.
Then not the cleric. What do you expect from me?
I think you're dead.
Probably.
Yeah, there's no way you're not.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Give me hope!
Saves.
Give me hope!
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Because it's,
Exactly.
no, that's over. It's 2 over.
Damn. Valen's knocked. Valen's knocked.
We got 2 knocked.
Okay. So Fallon and Viola are
The
knocked.
2 Vs.
Yes, Fallon and Viola are knocked. Midi, it is your turn. What are you doing on this turn?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, apparently there's not much we can do against Storm Man. So we'll freaking shoot the pistol guy again.
As monks normally
One of the
do.
pistol guys. I don't know. You can pick.
Okay. I'll use the one that shot you.
Yeah. So that's a 27.
It would have been, since you've casted, just the Pistolero Monteros. Yes.
Okay.
27.
27 to hit. The Pistolero Monteros, that will hit regardless, I believe. Yes.
All right. So that's the first shot. Can I just roll to see if I hit again? I get 2 shots.
Okay.
And that one is a 25.
25. That one will also hit. Where is it? Okay.
Okay.
That one is going to fail.
I'm just rolling my damage.
And then
And they are below me in initiative
fail.
order, so I get that.
so they take more damage. So
No, they just have to make it. Sorry.
Okay.
God, I love D&D.
14
I'm
damage.
almost
Be prepared. Yep. Okay.
Alright, I know what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
May I hold it?
25
for the-
damage.
25 damage on the one.
Yes.
Okay. Is that both attacks? Just one attack?
That's one attack.
Okay.
Second was it. Alright,
Death saves are on my turn, right? Death saves are on the player's turn.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
make sure.
5.
So I got time.
I think you're gonna get jumped. You're gonna be a death save fucking bitch. Stay there.
I succeeded
Another 23.
Sit the fuck down.
Does
Fireball.
anything matter at all? Or?
No. These guys
Alright.
actually don't.
Fuck,
have-
power
There's
kill.
only like 3 different things.
Imagine getting power word killed when you're not. That's just that's like insult to injury.
I almost wish
Yeah,
that
it's your
I'd
turn.
be like,
Alright.
I wish you were back before
So-
1 second.
Bonus action. Lucius is going to roll back into his head as he gets stories from The Departed, and then as an action, I'm gonna twin 100 feet away, Exodia, from where we are.
Yes.
So I'm going to twin spell fireball and flick my fingers and just send 2 up into the storm.
Okay.
So then, does he deck save? Or does he?
I'll say he is big enough that he can't really move out of the way of a fireball. You're
gonna-
casting fireball like in him.
I'm gonna upcast it. I'm gonna upcast both at 7. So that's gonna be a lot.
Using the
Of,
targeting.
A lot of dice.
yeah.
No, we need them.
So 7 is
Oh.
You get an extra
Okay, never mind, I was
D6 for every slot of 8.
8d6.
So 8, and then
Ooh, cool.
third, so that's 4.
I need to see my
So
magic.
it's
check.
12.
Well, I hit one
So I
person
need
anyways.
12.
24d6.
This guy
Holy
hates you.
shit!
24
This guy hates you.
I know, he hates my magic tricks.
You wanna roll this, Joe?
I'll try to show you. I'll try to show you a sick ass magic trick real quick.
24d6.
I'm gonna get all these dice mixed up.
That's actually nuts.
What? My magic trick? I know.
No, he has to roll
That's,
24d6.
Um, 84.
Twin spell.
24
84,
d6.
Okay.
That's much easier. Isn't it?
Exodia the Storm Herald is going to now on his legendary action turn after this is going to send the meteors that were originally sent into him. He is going to send them back out, and I need everybody to make a dex save.
I drop. It doesn't even
Oh,
matter.
fuck.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop.
I can.
And the two who are randomly dispelled will get dex save,
I'll make it.
That's a.
which is a silly D&D rule.
I have a
Yeah.
38.
38. You pass, so you roll yourself 8d6 damage.
Can I counterspell that?
It is not a spell. He is literally made of wind. He's just using the wind to throw it back.
Yo,
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a
He's
spell
back.
coming back at us.
That's crazy.
crazy. I was crazy once.
I'll let you
Wait.
roll for
Hold on.
counterspell.
Hold on.
Because
Can I just
believe,
cast it?
Counter
I'm
spell.
down.
I'll let you roll the counterspell. Because I kind of doesn't have
Really
the-
I'm dead. Look, I know that's what
That's true. I'm not.
Here, I'll do it for you.
I'm down.
Okay.
I've been knocked out.
Who else is down? Who's all down?
Did you make your dex save?
Did my deck save?
Yeah.
Uh,
The meteors are coming back. So both of you, because you're down, you fail automatically. So you fail one death save. The two. that
So
are
wait,
down.
my meteors are what?
So you shot meteors into a guy made of wind
Yeah.
who has shown he throws rocks at people.
Okay.
So he took the damage from the meteors being in him, but he's throwing them
What's
back
the
at
DC?
you. You roll. I'll tell you if you passed or failed.
22.
22.
Okay.
That fails.
That fails?
Yes.
I'm going to. Actually, never mind. I can't.
So you are going to be 1, knocked prone. 2, you are going to take 15d6 damage.
15d6 damage. Hold on. Let me
Hey,
see if there's
bud,
any.
Oh,
See if there's any bullshit I can
Sure,
do.
think
it's
that's
more
good.
than
What?
your max
Go
one
ahead.
It's,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I'm
it's-
gonna.
you do.
I'm
it's
gonna.
negatives to whatever. the
I'm gonna live.
I am taking the dodge action. I don't know if that does anything. I'm currently in dodge. I don't know if that does anything.
You're gonna
He
dodge
didn't roll
ram?
you. He threw a fucking meteor at you.
okay. So DC's 19.
Okay.
Including Flash of Genius, that's a total of what was it? 20.
20. So, I'll say you are able to cast counterspell on the meteor that is coming towards you to block its damage. So you dispel the meteor, so you take no damage.
Yay.
But that is not able to save anybody else.
No.
Fuck. And I can't dodge.
Let's go. You're gonna join me.
I'm trying to see. There's a lot of weird bullshit I can do.
I'm down.
I think I'm out of bullshit.
That's a good idea.
I'm down. You're down.
What are you going
It's
to
just Andrew.
What? Yeah.
Sex?
So are you down?
Weirdly, no. Actually, no. There is something I can do. I forgot.
Oh my god, do it,
I
Mike.
forgot. I have perfect self.
What does that do?
I always have one key point.
Okay.
I can't run out.
No, at the
Or
beginning
no,
of
I
the
can't.
encounter.
It's beginning of the encounter. It's beginning of your turn.
Oh, is it multiplies?
Turn, motherfucker.
Right.
Turn. I'm using my reroll.
Hold on. When did you run out of key points?
That is a good
Was
point.
it the end of your last turn? Because I don't know if your turn has come back around yet.
That is true. Fuck, I don't think I get it
We
then.
did use them all that time.
Yeah.
That's true. Fuck.
Damn.
You're down.
I'm trying
So are you
Okay.
down?
I am down then, yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to see. I was like, there's a lot of weird bullshit I can do. Can I weird bullshit my way out of
Just
this?
Andrew.
Andrew, so
I will need first you'll make your second your death save. And then while that's happening, Andrew, it is your turn.
19.
19, so that is one pass, one fail.
Give me a second. I need to.
Bro, knowing me,
Now
I'll
that
get
multiple
advantage on
people are
death save
down,
and
I
I'll roll 2
have to
and 4
change the
again.
plan.
I feel like I'm missing something. Like there's like something in my head that's yelling at me.
there's so much happening.
Like calling me stupid.
All right.
It's me.
I'm a half orc! I have relentless endurance!
Okay, so that gives you back 1 HP, correct?
Yes, I've died and then on my turn I just
You're currently down.
I am down until my turn and then I just go I'm back! What the fuck happened?
How many of us are down here?
Everybody.
And literally
You're
everyone
the
but
only person who did not get knocked down by
Yeah, I still have.
How many of us?
The knockdown thingy?
Two or seven?
Oh, wait,
Yeah, I got messed up.
Ev, what was that?
Ev.
M, sorry.
Really? Damn.
See, at least that makes sense. Because Ev, M, how do...
I thought people.
Meg called herself me.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
What-
Everybody wants to be me so bad.
How's
This
it going on your end,
sucks.
Sam? I forgot to ask.
What?
I have like 60
M.
left. How
Alright.
many points I've taken?
What was the question? I didn't hear a lot over the talking, son of a bitches.
How is your character doing? You dying yet?
No, I am not.
you succeeded that. Death
Okay.
save.
Oh yeah, did you
I
make you
did.
make the deck save from earlier?
Yeah, I'm barely passed.
Okay.
All right.
So,
I'm
I
good.
cast
Okay.
Aura of like where we go? Sorry, I had it here. That's not the one. I cast Aura of Life. So everybody around me, once it comes around to your turn again, you'll be back up at 1 hit point.
Oh,
I'm already gonna do that.
nice.
I come back at 2 hit points.
okay.
And as a bonus action, let's see.
Oh, this guy gets bonus actions. Not me.
What can I do for a bonus action?
Um,
Who wants Sanctuary?
I'll take
I'm
Sanctuary. I want Sanctuary.
Not dead.
I want
I'll be
Sanctuary.
back.
He's up.
Me.
Alright, yeah, whatever. Sanctuary.
Give us the cage.
Bonus action.
The cage!
okay. So,
It's Liam's turn. No.
Andrew, after your turn, the 2 Pistolero Monteros are going to notice that almost everybody is down, and you can see in their mechanical brains, you can almost see the gears turn and the objective shifts, and they both pull out swords, and they move at nearly lightning speed, and they go first to Viola and stab through the neck, and then as soon as the sword is out, it's as if they teleport to the next to Niram the Cage, stab through Niram's throat. Then they teleport over through to Valen's throat and stab through that one. Then at the same time, the other Pistolero Montero is going to go to Lucius and stab him through the throat while he's down, and then go to Medi and stab her through the throat while she's down. And then noticing that they're out of dead people, are going to pull their pistol on you, Andrew, the one that has just tried to get them back up.
And
Oh,
and Bo.
Bo is still up, but
Wow,
Bo
that's
has
a
not
wasted
just made an
concentration
attempt
spell.
to get everybody back up. And that is does 27 hit?
On me?
Yes, you.
By 2.
By
yes.
2. Okay.
Is that a failed to save for all of us?
That is a full death for all of you.
Oh.
So I don't get my reckless endurance.
No.
Fuck.
You do see Maddie's body dissolve into water. and
So
sink into the
that
desert, by the way.
is
Oh, sorry, what?
18 damage on you.
Oh wait, there's sanctuary on him. They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
There you go, Tyler. That's probably the longest backstory I've ever written anyone.
Okay. So what does that mean?
It means they don't attack.
Okay, so you are still
I
alive.
still get my reckless endurance.
And then now it is Bo's turn. So, Emery, what are you doing on your turn?
Oh Lord, I don't even. Bo wouldn't even know what to do on this turn. Oh. Is there anybody that I can get up? They're all super dead, aren't they?
No, everybody's dead.
They're all super dead, aren't they? What's the closest enemy to me?
The closest enemy to you would be the Pistoler Montero who was just slitting people's throats.
Oh, well, she's gonna take a Hail Mary, and she's gonna smack the shit out of him with that fancy druid thing that I cannot say.
Yeah! I love that you can, I love that you can see when I talk on the fucking thing.
I'm gonna smack the shit out of him.
All right, roll the hit.
Okay. Hold on.
Clarks
26?
County, Wyoming.
26. That is going to hit.
Aha.
Haha.
Aha. Ugh.
Hey.
Is that your turn then?
Hold on.
Gotta roll damage.
Yeah, I'm rolling damage.
Are you doing anything else other than this attack on your turn?
No, I'm just gonna.
Okay, then
I can't do anything to help everybody else. They're dead.
yeah, it is. Then it's Nero's turn. Just tell me the damage when you get it.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Niram, an inch away from death, just like zombie style, sits there and goes. He goes.
Bruh.
Round 2, and he's
Everyone's dead now, by the way. So good luck.
He goes, nothing more than an inconvenience. And his sunglasses that he always wears are shattered by now. He just goes, he takes them off, throws them to the side, pulls out another pair from his back pocket, just. Then he takes off like what's left of his suit coat, which he usually wears, no shirt underneath. Yeah, sweat, muscles glistening.
Damn.
Niram is going to straight up just run for one of them. He's just going to straight up. Yeah. He's just going to go for one of them. Yeah. I'm just gonna max 3 attacks on just one of them. Might as well be silly. All right. What's their AC? Am I allowed to know that?
Roll. Tell me what you get because their AC changes.
That's fair. I rolled a 4 plus math. How do I math? Numbers. 13. 4 plus 15. 17.
That will not hit.
Fuck. 7 plus 13. That's a
20.
30, 20.
30, 20.
He's going to dip out to the side around that one, using his reaction to increase his AC.
He's a smooth criminal.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use my final attack. I'm gonna use my martial arts, and I'm gonna trade out that final attack for grapple. I'm just gonna try to suplex him.
Okay.
I'll roll athletics. That's a plus 19.
Yep.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? That one though?
Yes.
So
Now, technically, nat ones don't apply to skill checks. I don't know if they do for your house rules.
They roll from my house rules. And you are going to go to grapple him, and this Pistoler Montero is going to, with lightning speed, just grab you by the neck, and instead grapple you and lift you up off the ground so you're just on your tippy toes, and then just twist, and your head will be backwards and he'll drop you.
Oh, choke slam.
I don't think Relentless Endurance can fix that.
I don't think so.
Relentless Endurance is fucking. I'm back, bitch. Let's go. That's kind of what that is. A fucking orc dies like no, I'm good.
I just imagine your coach in the background. Get up, kid! Get up! Get up!
Do I have like the coach from Punch Out?
It is Exodius Stormharrow's turn and Exodia is going to almost disappear from your view, and almost at the same time, it's as if he is turning back into a full sandstorm. Your visibility drops to basically none as looking around the two of you that are still alive, you can't see anything else, and you are lifted from your feet and slammed repeatedly into the ground just by the wind until you are dead. He will just keep picking you up and slam you back down until you are nothing but a paste in the desert.
So would you consider that a third fail save?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Bro.
Oh, word?
You
That's an all-fail
didn't
save, my
make a
guy.
third save. You got sliced off.
No, I'm just making sure for everyone else. That's all.
I see.
No,
I
we
see.
all did.
Yeah, everybody died.
I'm just making sure. That's all.
But if you remember from the beginning, this is but a dream. And we'll start
But a dream.
in the same order. You come to after seeing this dream, and the cards that you're holding in your hand, Viola, are not the tarot card. They're not the cards that spell death. You no longer feel woozy, but you see a beholder. You see a ancient golden dragon. You see an enlarged owl bear, all in your hand, and perfectly open
Drop
spaces.
the owlbear from a very large height.
Yes.
Oh, bear from the top ropes!
So you
Go fish!
you play these cards, and the man who you were just playing in this card game against you is completely dumbfounded as he sets coins on the scale, and it tilts the scale your way, and you are able to take and gain 3 gold from winning this card game. Then at the same time, moving to Lucius, you just in time are able to pick your leg up as the doctor swipes at it, and when you look back at your cards, you see that they're completely different. They're a very similar deck to the one that Viola just pulled, but this time you kind of look up and you see old Gus. He gives you a little wink as you look at your cards, and you play them, and the same thing happens. You gain 3 gold from winning your hand. Mehdi, you are playing poker in the saloon, and the man with the gun on his hip, he looks at you and he says, you know, I think you earned this. You helped out the man outside you. He was a bit of a nuisance in here, but it's all yours. You can take it. And he hands you the gun that he had just won in poker. Moving over to Valen, you have enough time to react and move out of the way of this club, and then after the Entertainers Guild paladin swings and misses, he simply just grabs the guy in front of you by his collar and drags him in, going towards the ring, the center of this large area. Niram, you instead of getting hit in the face by this chair, you catch it by the top, and you are able to deflect. You smack what did I name him? Danny Dirtbag, something like that.
Dirtwater. Can I say, the moment I smack him with that chair, I throw it to the side. I do like that big wrestler thing where I give everybody hyped up. I run at him, signature move, split, nut punch.
That immediately takes out Danny Dirtbag, whatever his name was. And then what is it? Bo, you wake up in the forest after taking a real long nap after a strange drug trip from a weird doctor. You're not really sure what happened, but as you awake, you notice that there is a man walking with books in tow, trying to figure out. He's a little lost, and that is Andrew walking down the path where the members of the Death Touch never went because they didn't need to. So you all feel there's something wrong that just happened. You have memories of this as you sort of snap back to reality, and
So goes gravity.
you all sort of get another vision that's a memory playing in your head as if this was planted before you woke up, of a shorter man. He can't be much older than 19 or 20, and he's wearing a nice suit, and he's leaning against a sign, but you can't really see what the sign says. And he says he has a table in front of him, much like the card game that was played. but instead his cards are all Exodia the Storm Herald, who you have been calling the Bandage Man, and then the 2 Pistolero Monteros. And he says it's a tough hand to be drawn, I guess, but if you knew it was coming, you might be able to stop it. So here's your chance. You know it's coming. Stop it. And you all have this memory that you can't quite place where it's from. You know it happened in between the battle and waking up, but it felt like that was instant. As soon as you died in battle, you woke up back in where you would know as the real world. But you have that faint memory of that happening, and all of you know there's one person in this town that I gotta talk to now. If there's one person in Swift Ridge that knows what's going on, it's gotta be old Gus. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Let's fucking go! Oh yeah!
We're back, baby!